Really mad when you think about it, you know. We started out here on our own. It's one man and a mission to try and earn back the trust of our employer, the management, you know. We failed with that road a long, long time ago. Last time I spoke to you guys directly, I was making decisions about whether I wanted to use a front-end loader or an excavator. Now look at us, where we've got to. You'd never believe that as one man, this was all possible. But I guess management did play their part in that. He sent us some new machinery which helped us kind of speed work up a bit. There's not a chance that I'd have been able to do all of this with an excavator and a front-end loader alone. It was driving me insane. Flip-flopping between which one I wanted to buy and which one was getting me the most profit, and always making a bad decision to go back the other way. Well, the best thing about that is now, with the new bit of machinery that we've got, we're making money. Actually making money. Sure, sanity might be waving a little bit, but we're trying to prove ourselves. We're trying to prove a point, and we're trying to follow in the footsteps of the old uncle. He would have loved this stuff. So it's about doing family proud more than anything. I know I've been sent out here to try and fail. They love setting me up with tasks that realistically they don't have an end to it. But they can't break you. The only way that it can be broken is if you let your mind go. Just got to keep hold of things and keep trying and trying and trying. This tunnel is a prime example of the task that we're up against. It's just endless. Doesn't matter how far we walk, we just seem to keep getting further and further and further. Now I know that we put a hole at the other end of the tunnel, but there's just one problem with that hole. As we started, we dug a hole up from underneath so that we could see whereabouts we were. It didn't look good. As the tunnel has gone a little bit deeper, I've bored another hole to the surface to see how things are lining up. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all. In the distance over there, that's the hole we're aiming for. It's the one that we used the nuke to blast out. And unfortunately, if we look at this set of wooden blocks, we look at that set of wooden blocks, direction is going off. Sure, that was probably a lapse of concentration, but I mean, look at it. Look at the weather out here. It's miserable. One man in complete isolation with nothing else but his mind to keep him company. Things are gonna go a little bit wrong. But alas, we keep digging and we keep tunneling away. I did find this, a little bit of coal. Only problem is, you can see how thick it is. It's really nothing. So when we tunneled through, I thought I'd found a big seam, and then all of a sudden, whoop, it disappeared. It didn't even go all the way to the other side. It just came about halfway. And I got excited, but it wasn't to be. The dirt down here is, well, it's not really dirt. So it's tedious. It's eating into the machine like no tomorrow, breaking the teeth up, and it's a really, really much of an arduous task. We're here and we're just continuously, mind-numbingly driving forwards, nibbling away at the rock, hoping to find something. It's not happening though. And so every day it just becomes a print and repeat cycle of drive the machine forward, lay conveyor belts, and lay wall pieces. One after the other after the other. There is good news though, if you can call it good news. Though while we are down here and the majority of this is blasted rock, we are making money. I know that is hard to think, but remember before we were trying to work off that loan. We were struggling and kept on making bad decisions and buying different pieces of equipment, filling them up with fuel just to sell them. Sell them at a loss as well. It wasn't a smart decision. But it's okay. Because if we really want to spice up life, I did the best I could with what I had. It's all well and good building tunnels and just tunneling endlessly, then running down them and just feeling like you're chasing the light at the end of the tunnel, which I guess this is what we are doing. But if I get really bored, I can change the direction that I go. I know it's messing with my OCD a little bit too. These two are off at completely different angles and they're not even running in the same position, but I know, right? Sometimes you just gotta get a bit crazy when you're a bit isolated. So we do have the option to go take the tunnel in that direction. And it's perfectly lined up with this one, so we can just boom across there. And if we really feel wild, we can go off at an angle and just go that way. But as you guys know, being out here in this snowy tundra, there's nothing to tell us what we're going to find. There's no obvious evidence of any ores or any coal seams or anything on top, so we just have to keep on digging and hope for the best. But the good news is, because we've started to make a bit more money and we've got this awesome plant set up, we do have a wash plant, we do have a fractioner. And because we're doing mostly rock at the minute, it's running through that fractioner and we are getting some goodies out of it. We are making actual money, which is mind-blowing. So before we were chasing that loan, trying to pay that loan off, now look. I imagine people in other mines are doing much better, but at the same time, I'm not bothered about their mines. I'm bothered about this one. This is the only mine that I'm working. When we can make money like that, nearly 150,000 in profit, I don't mind that. I don't dislike that at all. So far, just on one hopper alone, keeps on producing more and more. We're sitting on a really tidy sum. 333,000. And we don't have any more loan to pay off either. That's money in the pocket. It's not a bad day at the office. Holy smokes. That gravel. I didn't expect it to be that much. The gravel alone is just shy of 500,000. I didn't realise gravel was such a valuable resource. Well, I'm glad we've got the machinery to get it there. Could this be us making nearly our first million? We can't be far off. 784,000. That's not bad at all. And I think if we let this run through, we could very well be in a decent position for it. Well, that's basically it. Nothing else is doing anything, so what we've got here is all the money that we've made. We're just shy of 800,000. But to think I did this all myself, not quite with my bare hands, but a few bits of machinery, I couldn't be more proud. Can you be proud when you're isolated from everybody, the world? Left out in the snowy wilderness with nothing but a few machines to dig a hole and lose your mind? I have no idea what they've got planned for us. All I can do is keep trying to dig and aim for that blast hole, and I guess as we get closer to it, I'm going to realise how far away from it I actually am, and then we'll have to find another nuke and go again. But for now, I'm going to say, from one lonely workman to the next, don't lose your mind out there, guys.